is the flyer we are going to design today, but the first thing we are going to do is we are going to create our background by simply drawing a rectangle tool and using the interactive feed tool to color it. Now let's create a new page for our design where we'll copy and redesign this flyer. So to open a new page where we can start our new design, I'm going to click on this little plus icon that is here. It will allow me to type the file name for our new design, but for the file name I'm going to repeat custom here for the file name. Now we are going to set up our page, but I want you to know that there is no need to waste too much time here. What we really want to do is to create this flyer, so it doesn't matter whatever settings are here. Let's jump in and get started. So I'm going to click on OK, and then it's going to open up a new Canva for me to design the flyer. Next, what we're going to do is to design the background for our flyer. So for every part in this design, we're going to come back to the original flyer by clicking here, and then we'll go back to our creative window by clicking here. So we'll come here to see what we want to do, and then we'll come here to do what we want to do, and then we can measure our progress from switching from one window to another window. So let's make background for our flyer. Now we're going to draw a rectangle tool. We'll do that by clicking on this icon, and then we'll draw it to whatever size we want it to be. Let's do it like this. I think this is okay. Now let's drop this tool by clicking on the pick tool. This is the pick tool. Now let's go to our original flyer and see what we are going to do next. We'll come to this window. Yes, we are supposed to mix two colors for this background. If you look at this flyer very well, you see that the top of it is dark and then the bottom is a little bit lighter. So we are going to do that by drawing our shape and using interactive feed tool to mix our dark blue and our light blue. So let's go back to our creative window by clicking here. Now we're going to select our interactive feed tool and then mix the colors. By clicking on the interactive feed tool and drawing downward. Our shape have been colored already with two colors, black and white. This is because the default color for interactive feed tool has been set to black and white, but we don't need black and white. The colors that we need for this background is just blue. Now there are two boxes for this interactive feed tool. The dark one, which have painted the upper part of our rectangle dark, and the light one, which has added a little bit light to the base of our rectangle. We'll select the white box and change it to blue color, and if you come to the blue, click on the blue, hold so that you have other options of blue, and select the one that is at the bottom right. This is the blue that we want for our background. Now you will notice that we have a blue, but the blue that we have here is very dark. This is because the dark box is too much into this rectangle. So we are going to click on this dark box and drag it upward. And every time you do that, you see that our background is getting lighter and better. I think we are close to it. Take it up again. Now I think we are going to bring this blue inside a bit, up again. Now let's remove outline from our rectangle by right clicking here, select set outline color, and then we have no outline on our background. We can increase this background so that we know what is happening here. Next, we'll go back to our flyer and see what we are going to do next. Let's compare the two backgrounds to see if we've gotten it. Alright, this is fair enough. For a design like this, I would advise you to type all your text so that we'll only pick a text and edit it, that is changing the font and the style and changing the position on our flyer to make our work easier. So let's type in all of these text. First of all, we'll type in the name of the company, which is Custom Hair, and then we'll type in their services, what they do, and then we are going to create a QR code for them. We would visit www.coreldraw.com, and then we'll come back to coreldraw and customize our QR code and give it the same color with our flyer so that it matches. Of course, I told you in the previous video that you cannot edit your QR code online. You cannot customize the QR code online unless you have subscribed for a month for about $7.50, or you subscribe for a year, which is about $90. For all of those stuff, we don't need to do that because we can edit our QR code in Corel, and I promise you it's going to be time saving, money saving, beautiful, and better than you can ever do it in www.qrstuff.com. We are going to create frames for our images. We'll add our images, we'll type the location and all of that stuff. So let's type in all the text that we have here. Type our text, we select the text tool, we click, and then we'll begin typing. Now we're done with typing our text, so let's increase the size of our text and then start making our design. So the first text in this place is, I'm going to give all my text a white color so that we can be able to differentiate them from our gray environment from corridor, but we'll have to change all this color to the colors that are here in our flyer. Next, we are going to bring in our custom hair and then make it big. Now notice that the font from our flyer is different from the one that we have here. So we'll come to our flyer and check what our font is. The name of this font is Ratney. Rattoney. We are going to go to dafont.com where we'll download Ratney. So this is the website where we're going to download our fonts, dafont.com. We've used this website in the previous tutorial to download fonts for our ID card, and then we're still going to use this website not because this is the only website to download fonts, but I so much love dafont for their stylish fonts and then their free license and all of that stuff that they offer. So we're going to search for the font Ratney, Rattoney. Rodney. We are going to search for this font called Rodney by clicking on this search button. Now the website will load, and then we'll see and download Rodney for our design. So now this is Rodney. We're going to click on the download button to download Rodney for our flyer. I already have Rodney installed in my system, so I'll go to my design and then select this font, change it from Area to Rodney. Now this is our Rodney. I think, yes, we have it well. Close some here. Now let's check the size. Oh, this is way too big. Come back to it and then increase the size. Well, it's fair enough. The next thing we're going to do is to include this logo here. And to do that, we are going to go to dafont.com and download a font called Haircut, in which we are going to find this logo and add it to our company name. So you come to dafont.com and search for Haircut, and then select the search button again so that we can download the Haircut font and install that single style that is so unique for custom hairs. Now, even before downloading it, you can see it here. This is what we are looking for, but we have to press the download button to download it. So we'll download our Haircut. Our Haircut is already downloaded here. You can come here and open. This is our font. This is what we have downloaded. You double click on the Haircut and then you select the install button to install the Haircut. See, now it's going to tell me that Haircut is found already on my system, so I don't need to install Haircut twice. So I'm going to decline it. That is, I don't want my system to reinstall Haircut, but you can go ahead and install Haircut for your system for this tutorial because it's free and there's no copyright to that font because it's free. To bring my logo into this flyer, I'm going to press Ctrl F11 on my keyboard. Now where it says area, I'm going to type in Haircut. And press enter. We're going to pick the one which is unique to custom hair, and to do that we're going to click on it, drag and bring it into our design, and then increase the size. I think this is good. Now we're going to use the white color so that we can see it clear. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come back to our flyer and see what. Now we see that our custom hair is having a yellow color, and then now we're going to give our custom hair a yellow coloration. To do that, you come back to our design, select our custom hair, and then give it a dark yellow, a deep yellow. Again, do that to our logo, give it a deep yellow. You can zoom into our design to reduce the size of this yellow so that it matches, so that it looks like our original flyer. Now we are going to bring this over to the top, down a little bit, again up, down. I think this is it. Alright, this is fair enough. Next we are going to display our services. To do that, I'm going to highlight all that is here. I will come to text, and then I'll come to change cases, and then I'll select title case, and I will select OK. I'm going to bring my services into the design, and then I'll go back to our flyer and see what fonts we're using here. I think we're using TW Cent MT, so we're going to use the same font for our design. To do that, we're going to click on the font menu, and then we type in TW Cent. I think this is it. And then we'll make it bold, and then we'll give it a magenta color. Our services are supposed to be in block letters, so we're going to go back to our design and make them in block letters. To do that, we're going to select our services, and then we'll go to text, and again we'll select change cases, but this time around we'll select uppercase, and then we'll select OK. Now I think we're close to it. Next, we're going to design this bullet for our services. To do that, we'll come back to our design. To draw our bullet, we're going to select the ellipse tool, and then we'll hold down the control key to draw a perfect circle like this. Now we'll press Ctrl C to copy the circle, and Ctrl V to paste the circle. Now we're going to select one of these circles, and then we'll hold down the shift key to reduce the size of the circle. We'll reduce it inward, and then we'll give it a magenta color. We'll remove the outline by right clicking on this and selecting set outline color, and then to the outer shape we're going to select it and then increase the outline by double clicking on this outline pen at the bottom right corner of my screen, and then we'll give it outline 8.0, and this is okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to convert this outline into a shape by combining Ctrl Shift plus Q. Now this is no longer an outline but a shape, so we're going to left click on magenta to give it the magenta color that we want it to have. Now I think this is done and this is perfect. Now we're going to select both these shapes, and then we're going to group them by clicking on this group icon that is here, or combining Ctrl G on your keyboard. But let us use this icon and group them and reduce the size of our bullets, and then bring it to our services. This is going to go a little bit again. This is good. To copy our bullets, we are going to select the bullet. We are going to right click, drag down, and then when you allow it, drag down, hold down the control key and select copy. Now for the next copy, we would only be pressing Ctrl D and you will duplicate our previous copy. Ctrl D again. I think this is perfect. And then let's go back to our flyer and see what we're going to do next. Next, we're going to create a frame and insert our images into them. To do that, we're going to select a rectangle tool, by selecting, we're going to select a rectangle tool, and then we'll draw a rectangle like this, and then we drop our tool. Now we're going to skew our rectangle so that we'll have that beautiful frame that is used on this flyer. To do that, we're going to select our rectangle by double clicking on it, and then we'll hold and drag it to the left. I think this is good. Let's check if the skew is okay. Not okay. We're going to skew it more. I think this is okay. Now if you right click, drag it like this, you have another one, and then copy here, and if you do Control D, if you combine Control D, you have another one. Now there are three and good, but notice from our flyer the bigger one is the one in the middle, so we're going to select the one in the middle and increase the size by dragging it to the top like this, and then we'll bring this one like this. Now select the small rectangles and press B to put them on the same base, and then this should come down a little bit, and I think we are close. Select all of them, give them a white color, and then remove the outline by right clicking here and select set outline color. Now we are going to reduce their size and bring them into our design. I think this is beautiful. Let's go back to our flyer and see what we have done. Alright, we are close to it. I think the problem is the distribution of this rectangle. Select all of them, and then go to Windows, and then come to Dockers, select Align and Distribute, and then select this one, Distribute Space Horizontally. Well, this won't work because all our rectangles are skewed, so we're going to do this alignment manually. We're going to trust our eyes to give us right placement, the correct placement for our rectangles, so that we don't miss them. Let's see what we are doing by coming here. I think this is perfect. We'll bring this one down a little bit. Yes, we are good to go. Next, we are going to bring in our pictures, and then we quickly put them inside. We'll copy all our images. All of these images were downloaded from google.com, and then we'll add them to our designs. Right click and paste them. So our images are going to come into our design so that we can use them for our flyer. Okay, they are here already. Welcome images from Google. You are going to right click on the first image, and then we'll bring it. We're going to right click. We're going to select the first image. We'll right click and drag it into the second shape, into the first shape, and then we'll select power clip inside. We'll do that to the second image. We'll do that to the second image. We'll select it. We'll do that to the second image. We'll select, right click, drag into the second rectangle, and then select power clip inside. We'll do the same to the third shape and select power clip inside. Now we're going to go into all of these shape and then edit them. If you select any of these shape, you see an option to edit the shape. If you select any of this shape, you see an option to edit what you have put into that shape. By clicking on edit, we can now select ours. We can now select our picture and then reduce the size, or we can even skew our image so that it undo. we can even rotate our image so that it goes. Remember, please do not skew your image. You only skew your shape, but you don't skew your image. Now select finish and then go into it again, bring it to the right a little bit. This is finished, and then come to this one, edit, reduce the size of this image, bring it up to the top, increase the size again, bring it to the left, to the top, increase the size. We want people to know that this is what custom head does. So we want the nails to come out. Very good. In fact, complete if possible. And then we select finish, and then we'll come to the third image. We do the same. We select this, we rotate it like this, and then we reduce the size of it. Reduce the size again. Reduce the size again, and then select finish. I think this is okay. Now we're going to save our work. We should have done this a long time ago by pressing Ctrl S, and then we want the file name to be custom head, and we want to save it on our desktop. So let it be on the desktop and select save. Now we have saved. Now let's go back to our flyer and see what we're going to do next. Next we are going to bring in these icons and then place our location and phone number, and then place our location and phone number. To do that, we'll come back to our design. We are going to press Ctrl F11 again to input characters. Now we're going to press Ctrl F11 again to bring in our icons. If you don't have this font down installed in your system, you can go to dafonts.com and search for type icons. If you come to dafonts.com, you search for type icons. Now these are type icons. This is where you find shapes for location and all of that. Install the one you like, but for the purpose of this tutorial, I will advise you to install this one, so that whenever you are doing design, whenever you are making graphics that requires you to use Twitter logo, you just insert them instead of drawing them. If you are doing graphics that requires you to use WhatsApp logo, you just install them instead of drawing them. When you are doing graphics that requires you to use a Snapchat logo, you just insert instead of drawing. So you click on download, and then it will automatically download for you, and then you install the font like we have done, and then you install the font like we have done before, so that when you go to your CorelDRAW, you find the font. I've already installed that font, so I'm not going to install it again. So I will only come and press Ctrl F11 on my keyboard, and then select and insert my icons. So you are going to come here again and type typeface. So you are going to come here again and type icons and press enter. So these are the icons that are here. Because we need a location, we are going to drag this and bring it here. We can increase the size. We need a WhatsApp logo. We're going to drag this to this side. We're going to drag this and increase the size. We also need a telephone. We drag and increase the size. We also need a message icon. We also need a message icon. We'll drag this into our design and increase the size. Now we're going to hide this window by clicking here. We are going to now bring in our location, which is Macaulay. It's not supposed to be this big. Before we do that, we are going to break this text into two by pressing Ctrl K. Now we've succeeded in separating Macaulay from for more booking from the other text. We're going to reduce the size of Macaulay. We'll give it that same color, magenta, and then let's check what our flyer is having. It's still magenta, but not that kind of magenta. So let's give it the same magenta that is there. I think it's this one. Yes. And then let's see. I think it's this one. Yes. It's pink. So we'll make it bold. And then we'll bring in our location symbol here. We'll reduce the size and give it magenta color, pink again. Next we're going to bring in for more booking, and then we'll change the font to Times New Roman. If you don't see it, you type it. Alright, Times New Roman is italics and bold. Then we are going to change the cases by coming to text and then select change case and then select title case and press OK. Now we are going to reduce the size of this because it's not what we want people to see. For more booking, and then we'll give it a pink color. Now let's go back to our flyer and see what is happening. Alright, this should be here, and all of this should become smaller. Yes, this is better. Now we are going to bring in our phone number like this while reducing the size, and then we'll give it a pink color again, and then we'll make it bold, and then we'll bring in our WhatsApp icon, and then we'll bring in our WhatsApp icon. Undo that. This is our WhatsApp icon. Give it this pink color so that we can identify it, and then it's supposed to be big like this. Let's see what is on our flyer. Alright, this is smaller and pink, and it's on top of this place. So let's reduce the size again and bring it like this. Reduce the size and bring it like this. Next, we are going to reduce the size of this one, make it pink again. Notice that the whole of this design is having just two colors. The pink, the whole of this design. Notice that the whole of this design is having just. Next, our Facebook handle. This should be white, I guess. Yes, that is white. So let's come back to our design and make it white, and not too obvious. And then we'll select the letter F and make it blue, and then we'll make it bold, and then we'll increase the size of the F, just the F. 36 is okay. So do the same to this one, just to make them bold, so that people don't struggle seeing them. This is good, and this is fair. Come back to our flyer and see what is here. Wow, we've done a good job. Next, we are going to reduce this color to pink. Yes. No, not that pink. I think we'll come to magenta, left click and hold, and select a better magenta. Yes, this is good. And then we'll select all of this and bring it to the left. It's time for us to create our QR code. To do that, we are going to go to qrstuff.com. Now, this is where the whole magic will happen. So please pay attention. Now we are going to select plain text. We're going to type Kusan here. And then we'll type our services. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add bullet to them by holding shift and pressing the code bracket on our keyboard. Now we want to make this lowercase, so let's type this all over again. Now we're going to download our QR code by clicking the button download. We're going to click on this little icon and select show in folder, and we're going to copy our QR code into our design. So this is our QR code here, highlighted blue. We're going to right click on it, we'll select copy, we'll come into coreldraw, and then we'll paste our QR code. Now this QR code is an image, and the conventional thing is that you can't edit an image, so we are going to use a very strong tool in coreldraw called bitmap, and we're going to convert this image into vector so that we can not only edit it, but we can change colors and delete part of it that we don't want. So to do that, we are going to go to bitmap, and then we'll select quick trace and allow it to do all the magic. Now the tracing is complete, so we are going to select the top layer which we need, and then we'll delete the bottom layer. We'll bring the top layer again, and then we'll click on this icon to ungroup this layer, or you combine Ctrl U on your keyboard. So we're ungrouping this, and then we don't need this black, so we delete it. See how we are deleting the parts that we don't want. Now it's time for us to color our QR code, so we are going to zoom into it and then select the color that we want and change it to the color that we want it to be. This is awesome, isn't it? This is why I love coreldraw. You can't do this in Photoshop, I bet you. Now we are seeing black colors here. We are going to change all of these black colors into this background blue color that is here. To do that, we are going to come to color eyedropper tool. We select our color eyedropper tool. We copy this color from the background and take it to wherever we see black. By clicking on this background, when we click on this black, it will automatically become the same color with the background. And we are doing all of this for free. You don't need to pay or subscribe to QR code to edit whatever code to edit your QR code, because you can edit your QR code. You don't have to subscribe to QR code to edit whatever QR code you are creating, because you can actually do that in coreldraw for free without paying it down. I think this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Let's go back to our flyer and see our progress. Now this has to come down a little bit. No, I think the problem is with this logo. It has to move to the top. Sorry, it has to move to the top. Okay, let's select the text and select the logo, and then move them to the top by pressing the up arrow key on your keyboard, or you can easily drag it with your mouse to the top. And then we hold all of these services, take them to the top again, not too much to the top. And then we can now hold our images and bring them to the top, and then we hold this and bring it here like this, and then all of this can still come up a little bit. No, undo that move. All of this can still go up a little bit for this side. Yes. Now I think we are good to go. One more thing we need to do is that these elements that we have to include in our design, this and then this. To do that, we are going to select the text tool, hold click, and type code brackets 3 times. You hold down shift key and press the code brackets. So now let's increase the size, and then we are going to change the font to TW Cent. Okay. Undo that. Let's see what fonts we used here. Okay, the font is still Times New Roman. So let's come here. Let's go back to our design and use Times New Roman for this code brackets. Times New Roman. And then make them bold. Sorry, they were bold already. We can reduce the size. And then give it a pink color. Reduce the size again. I think this should be area. Area or area black. Should be area. Bold. This is good. We'll copy this by right clicking and dragging. Select copy, and then we'll bring it here, and then we'll rotate it to 90 degrees and we'll press enter. Sorry, 90 degrees is facing to the top, so we're going to mirror it vertically, and then we'll shift it to the right, and then we'll increase the size, and then we'll bring it down so that we can apply transparency to it by reducing the opacity. I think this is okay. You can do that again. This is fine. Yeah, this is fine. Increase the size. Yes. Is that okay? Let it go up a little bit. Up a little bit. Up a little bit. I think this is beautiful. Beautiful. Alright, we have come to the end of our design. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Please remember to subscribe if you are not yet a subscriber to this channel, so that you will be one among the first people to get notified whenever we post a new content like this. Be like your creator and don't stop creating.